Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm doing a special live at 11:11 Central Time today, which is Sunday, and I just wanted to wish you guys all a very happy winter solstice that's coming up, and happy holidays to whatever you celebrate, and just spend a couple of minutes talking to you guys about just some of the exciting energy that is going to be really integrating this last part of the year. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go live next week, just to see how we'll be live for the holidays, and I wanted to kind of get this report in early so that you all have a real true understanding of what this truly represents for us. This is a huge time in history. And whether you're still searching through, your reality to find that understanding with that truth of who you are, or you're way past that and you're guiding others, through the dark, there's going to be something in this message for all of you. Very exciting times that we're in. Obviously, I've been just getting a ton of downloads and a ton of messages. I've been working on this new workshop. And as I kick that off, I really wanted to kind of wrap up this year energetically. I know we talked a lot about it in Second Sunday, but this is kind of like the final end cap of what I have for you guys for the year. So first of all, the winter solstice is a huge representation for us of not just understanding that we are at that highest and lowest point within ourselves, but the end of the year and the beginning of the next year is happening all inside this month. So you're really kind of feeling this pressurized energy that's coming through, and it's going to be influenced even more with this full moon in Cancer. It's going to be a super moon, and Cancer is all about emotions and being able to express emotions and feel emotions. And, I keep talking about these gates of 3D closing, and some of you are freaking out. So please stop. This is a metaphor, okay? Understanding that we are raising our consciousness. We are raising our awareness as a collective. And 3D representation is that we live in a life of form. That's what we have all believed for a really long time, that we live a life of form. And the truth is we actually live a life of energy that is created into form. And through this kind of compression, as the earth begins to accelerate and raise her consciousness and her own vibration, she is asking us all to do the same. Now, obviously, we have free will, so we can resist it and we can fight it, and we can, hide our inner demons from ourselves, and we can stay in avoidance, and we can stay in fear, and we can stay in suffering. That is our choice. But the light is going to get brighter, which means that anything that you're avoiding, any so-called weaknesses that you are hiding behind, any procrastination, and how can you really look deeper into that for you? Check out your birth sign. Look at your positive aspects and your negative aspects. Look at your strengths and your weaknesses, and realize that when the lights come on and we really shift into a fifth dimensional perspective of instant manifestation and really bright light, which means everything will be disclosed. That's what 5D means. There's no secrets. It's a universe of transparency that we are able to really choose who it is and what we want to be in that space of instantaneous manifestation. Sounds awesome, unless you got a subconscious that is less than transparent to you and to others. And this is not designed to freak you out or scare you. I'm just giving you a forecast. This is just like a weatherman giving you a forecast. And I've been using my bridge all year as kind of the analogy of what it's going to take, what we're really going to have to step into to not just live a truly free, abundant life, but to be genuinely happy and not live a constant state of repatterning survival issues and repatterning resistance and repatterning unhappy, tragic moments, because that's what we keep manifesting over and over and over again. And the reason why we do that is so that we can throw it into our reality and it can reflect back to us exactly what we are holding at that unconscious, subconscious space within our biological computer. The feedback system of the universe is not necessarily law of attraction. It's the law of mirrors. And you're constantly projecting your own hidden BS out into the world that you may not have even created for yourself. This was a gift. This is This is part of the lineage that you were born into. This is part of the dynamic and family that you were birthed into. So it's not necessarily stuff that you packed yourself, which means 90% of the baggage that you're carrying isn't even yours. It is something that you identified, you focused upon, you believed in, and you practiced. And what that does is it becomes a belief system. And when it becomes a belief system, you set your mind on what you see, and then it becomes a mindset. And we try to live our lives consciously while carrying this big, heavy bag around. And this big, heavy bag is all of our old, outdated belief systems. It's all our tragedies and traumas. It's all our misfortunes. It's our unrequited loves. It's all of the things that we're holding on to out of kind of a survival issue that we think we need to carry with us. We think we need to carry this with us so it can keep us strong, and it can keep us focused, and it can keep us from hurting ourselves again, and it can keep us from being, silly. But really what happens as the weight gets heavier and heavier around you, you become less aware. And this whole reascension and descension, metaphor that we are constantly learning about is actually awareness to lack of awareness to re-awareness. That is what this process is. And as we uncover the things that keep us asleep, right, then we have access to more of who we are as creators, which means the gap between what we want and who we are closes, and we become, when we step into that role of creator. And this solstice energy that's coming in is ancient because there's a lot of collective vibration around the solstice energy, because this was a time just a few short 100 years ago where people didn't know if they were going to make it through the winter. They didn't know if they were going to survive the dark nights and the winter and the cold. And so what they did was they focused on hope. They focused on going inside. They focused on togetherness. They focused on their ability to use magical imagination and hope to get through this season. And really, aren't we still kind of there? This is the season where we really want our kids to believe in magic, and we really want to give to them, and we really want to be a part of all of those things that we are. And it is only when we really realize that we are still kind of playing out that ancient pattern, kind of falling towards hope more and more in this reality, that we can, we're plugging in. Okay, it's hard for me to, we're plugging in the computer. Then it's really about us getting back to that point and realizing that there's so much magic to be happening in some of these dark nights that we've been having. It's in these dark nights when we have to go inside of ourselves, and we have to nurture ourselves, and we have to keep ourselves going in that positive way of really being able to hold on to what is important in the world, and what is important to us, and what is important about going forward. So you probably noticed that this year you have been squeezed and pushed, and you're probably at your point where you're like, I'm done. I'm done with this old behavior. I'm done with these old patterns. Some of you guys came to Miami and you rocked it out for 3 weeks, and some of you accelerated and projected, and some of you had to face the can of worms that was open from all the light that was pushed out at you all weekend. Some of you guys went through my Becoming the Real You workshop last year, and you made it about 10 days in before your old patterns started to slap you in the face that we call circumstances. And some of you have decided to do that workshop this time. And what I decided to do is, as I prepare myself for 2019, which is going to be the year of transparency, it is going to be when all of the lights come on. It is going to be, if you read your actual horoscope right now, it will tell you that the things that you're weak in right now are going to be what you're going to be faced to condition next year. The areas that you are in lack thinking will be exposed to you so that you can really see where you're vibrating. The areas where you feel limited, you're going to be challenged in those, because that's an untruth. Your potential is going to be pushed this year. And if you're like me, you want to do it with all of the cheat codes and the hacking that you possibly can to accelerate that awareness journey and that self-realization journey, so that you don't have to go through big, fat, bright lessons this year. because really the unconscious are going to be pushed awake this year. And the conscious, this aware people on this planet are going to be creating all the new reality for those that are awaking to step into. So it doesn't really matter what side of the fence you are. We're all going on this journey together. And so it's not like, oh, my loved ones are going to be lost in 3D and I'm going off to 5D. It's really about where your level of awareness is, what you're actually going to experience. Because this universe is all about parallel realities. So it is where your level of consciousness is and where your level of focus is that's going to determine what reality you're allowed and able to step into based on who and what you choose to be. So obviously, I have decided to give you guys some training. And I'm calling it warrior training because we're calling it a revolution. And it's time for us to kind of get serious, and it's time for us to get strong, but not false strength that hides vulnerability, but true strength that is all about transparency in the gifts that we have, which means that we put on a really fun contest for all of you to share our community, share our tour in hopes that you would earn a free ticket. And I know for some of you, that was so hard sharing this content because some of you are still living a total double life. You know, you're taking the classes, you're tuning in, you're watching hours of YouTube, but to share something like this on your Facebook wall or with your friends and family, some of you didn't choose to do that. And that's okay because there's no judgment in that. That just shows you, where in relationship you are with your bigger reality versus the reality you are with yourself. And I so commend the ones that were you know, sharing and posting, because I know how hard and how long that took me to get really okay with who I was as a light worker and really step into my own light. And I just want to really commend the ones who finally were like, fuck it, I'm sharing this. I don't care what my friends and family think. This is important to me. And if it's important to me and they don't get it, what is that going to tell me? You know, so a lot of you are facing that right now. A lot of you are kind of coming out of the closet and really speaking your truth. You're sharing your testimony because you know that someone somewhere needs to hear it. And I commend you because that's really what this revolution is about. We're not going and fighting the government. We're not fighting Big Farm. We're fighting those inner demons. We're fighting that inner war of that judgment and that belittling that goes on within that keeps us from really turning up the light. And when we don't really turn up the light, we stay at a flicker, which means in moments you're on and in moments you're not on, which means in moments you're awake and in the moments you are asleep. And it's in those moments that you're asleep that you are going to attract an opportunity to turn that light on. And that's really what 2019 is. I'm calling it the year of awareness. And through path of least resistance, we will lovingly squeeze ourselves out of all of the darkness that we are hiding at our biological level, and we will move into the light. Okay. And that's really what this winter solstice is helping us do. It's the gates closing and it's the gates opening. Remember, every time a door closes, another door opens immediately. Your job is just to decide if you're looking at what's leaving or what's coming. You know, really look at magic right now and the magic that you've been able to create from where you are. Understand that you're not losing anything. And this is also the season of wishes, you know, your Christmas wish, your holiday wish. My Christmas wish for all of you is that you let go. Let go of what's not serving you. Let go of what you don't need anymore, regardless of how identified you are with it, regardless of what it has done to create this strong personality. Let go. Let go and have your wish be the same as my wish for you, is to get some help in that, because you're never alone. And asking for help has been really, really hard for us. And receiving help has been even more difficult because we have to let someone in. That is what your year is going to be challenged in, is wherever you are weak. Wherever you are strong, you will create a huge opportunity for yourself. And wherever you are weak this year, you will move through that to realize that there is strength and opportunity in that as well. So it's all good. It's all magic. You're not losing anything. You're gaining it all. The only thing that you will be letting go of is you're going to be unpacking your baggage on a major scale this year, which means transparency, which means what is really going on in your vibration around relationships? What is really going on in your relationship with your body? How are you using time? And what do you think and feel about abundance, money, and freedom? All of this will be really available to you to be able to see completely transparently. And to me, that is the most amazing gift that we could give ourselves and each other, is the gift of sight, is the gift of knowing. And this workshop that I've created and am getting ready to launch with you guys today is specifically designed to take you all the way down into your darkest places. And when you take yourself to the darkest places, you are the light. So by shining yourself into these darkest places using a self-hypnosis program that I have created, I will do this with you, but you will also be able to do this on yourself through the coaching program that I'm putting on this workshop. You'll be able to take yourself into where the deepest victimized programs are running, and also where your self-perpetration is, where you are actually hurting yourself. And in turn, when you hurt yourself, you are going to create a mirror outside of you that reflects what you are actually doing to yourself. And that's all a gift. So this workshop that I'm preparing you guys for is actually to prepare you for this quantum revolution. Whether you attend the tours, you are in fully, all of you are in the quantum revolution. Whether you attend my tours or not, you're going to be facing the greatest expansion of your own infinite possibilities this year. And that is a revolution. So what are we going to be doing in this workshop? We're going to be doing warrior training, which means you're going to learn how to face your biggest fears inside, while I hold space for you, while we all hold space for each other. And you're going to dissect and determine what that relationship is with that shadow that's deep inside of you. And from that loving place, you're going to be able to transcend that so that you don't take that. So it's an unpacking process. We are going to be unpacking the baggage, and we are going to be, through conscious awareness, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you, to make space in this human body of yours to have and hold and house more light. Okay, so we need to lighten up. We need to lighten up. We need to get our vision back. We need to get our sight back. We need to get our hearing back. And the only reason we haven't had access to all of those things is because of the layers and layers and layers of rejection and shame and abandonment and all of those goodies that are in your backpack that you're carrying with you because you actually think you need them. You think you need them because you need to be reminded of them so that you don't get hurt again. But that's a paradox, because whatever you're carrying, you manifest. So the conscious mind and the subconscious mind are going to be like this year. There is going to be no separation between who you think you are and what you actually are. And when you uncover all of this stuff, you're going to realize that you're not so bad, that you're pretty damn magical, and you're pretty damn talented, and you're amazing. And then if you do join us on the tour, what that's going to be able for us to do in that 3 days is to be able to integrate higher frequencies that your brain can attune to, that it's not used to attuning to, because it's used to attuning a lot of fear-based frequencies and a lot of lack-based frequencies, and be able to hold you in that state of gamma for 3 days to rewire and repattern that brain, to open up the diamond heart chakra so that you can truly be in a state of grace and receive and give the love that you actually are, to clear out your biochemistry of the rest of these programs, because you will already be arriving in a state of I can receive, I will receive, and I am. So it's an amazing process. But getting you ready, I believe, is going to help this year facilitate such greater results for all of us. Because if you're like me, I've been teaching all over the world for 8 years, and the biggest frustration that I feel inside of you guys is I've been working on this for so long, and it's not working. It's not budging. It's not shifting 10 steps forward, 10 steps back. But if you are creating all of it from an unconscious or conscious place, maybe the only thing we have to do is make the unconscious conscious. So that's my gift to you. Anyone who has purchased a ticket to our Quantum Revolution tour in Vegas will actually receive this class free of charge as your training manual. I promise you, you will be glad you took it, just because it will get you to a higher understanding of who you are. And if you're not able to attend the tour, but you still want to go along with the training because you know you're going to be facing your own quantum revolution in 2019, we're inviting you all to join that workshop for $197. We've put the link in the Facebook page, or the link in my my drop down here. Go ahead and check on the link and get your tickets so that you can join us. It will be a private virtual classroom being housed here on Facebook. It will be a series of classes, live feed of my own demonstration of what I'm actually going through, because I am taking this with you. And it will be workshops it will be basically quantum hypnosis that is designed to find your inner perpetrator, to find your inner narcissist, to find your inner victim that you've buried so deep that you don't know where to find it, yet you keep manifesting it on the outside. So that is our gift to you guys, to prepare you and help you along this journey for 2019. That is going to be the year of exposure and awareness. Pretty exciting times that we are in. And we have a couple of other really exciting things obviously going on. Last week I announced a ticket game for people to be able to earn a free ticket by sharing our content and sharing our message. And I'm just so appreciative of the ones who actually were brave enough to do that and stand up in your truth and share the things that you believe in. Our winner of that was actually Lacey. And interesting about Lacey is actually one of my mentor students, and we have been powering through her manifestational skills and getting her in her own awareness. So I'm not surprised you won, because you basically like attracts like, and manifestation is all about who you are. So she's really been learning how abundant she is. And interesting, she's already bought her tickets. So I think she's taking someone with her. So congratulations, Lacey. So proud of you. You're a fireball. I love you. Now, to the ones of you who did not win, I have a Christmas gift for you. And this Christmas gift is that if you guys are willing to go ahead and book your 2-day stay at the Red Rock Hotel, we are going to give you your tickets 50% off. Anybody who played. So you're going to get a 50% off ticket with your reservation code. So all you'll do is you'll email the team on Quantum Revolution business page and say, here's my reservation code, and you will receive a 50% discount for playing. So that is our appreciation to you. And because we want you all to be able to be there. What else do we have? Oh, we also have, because it's the spirit of giving this year, giving and receiving. I know when you're a kid, it's all about getting. But then when you get older, the fun of Christmas is really about giving and really about looking at everybody's face with the gifts that you picked out. So this happened quite a bit with Miami. We had secret sponsors. So we wanted to kind of roll out an option for you to be able to be a secret Santa for someone else's ticket if you're feeling really inspired or feeling really abundant this season. And you can either do that on the down low, where you'll just be the secret Santa, or you can just sponsor someone's ticket. And there's special incentives for you on that. So if you're curious about that, again, just reach out to our Quantum Revolution team and say, I'd like to sponsor someone's tickets. What do you guys have for me? So we'll work directly with you guys on that one. Okay, so I think I received and all this message and download for today. There was anything else I forgot, we will probably post it in the link. I'm super excited about where we are going as a collective and where we're going as individuals that are learning how to play nice with others. That is another thing that you'll really be able to feel for the first time in 2019, is all of this inner work that you've done and you are doing is going to pay off for you. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's a mirror. And what you're going to notice is that, wow, I'm actually getting able to really move into my level of closeness. And that's intimacy. And defined intimacy is into me, I see. So some of the problems that you've had with connecting with people in the past, you're going to notice a big shift in that this year, because the more inner work you do and the more secrets you expose to yourself and the more you let go of pain, the more transparent you are, and the more you are able to manifest like versions of you, which means you're going to find and connect with people that are finally at your level, who finally speak your language. And there's no double life needed to be here. That's all been a belief system. You know, you'll notice that as you heal this relationship of lack within yourself, that you're no longer in lack in the outside of yourselves. So these are really magical times, and this season is about finding the magic within. When it's cold outside and we go within and we realize that with the warm fire, which is our light, how we can have the best winter of our lives. And I just cannot wait to start this warrior training. Oh, last but not least, when will the warrior training start? We wanted to give everybody an opportunity to get through the holiday and get back in your routine before we just start hitting you with this pretty hardcore awareness training. So we are going to start January 19th. That is on a Sunday. I will probably be teaching Sunday morning classes. You will be in a virtual classroom with all of the other students that are in and happy, you know, joining us with the Quantum Revolution Tour, or that can't make it. You will not get one-on-one sessions in that workshop with me, but you will get tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of awesome in real life homework to be able to push you along, so you don't have to wait for each week. It will actually be an 8-week workshop. We're going to do 2 weeks of awareness training before we dive into the other steps. We'll be posting all of this on the link. Anyone who's already received their tickets to Vegas will get an invite to this classroom. And I may be popping into this classroom a bit early to just kind of give you a prereq list of things you might want to have with you during the workshop. That will really help you kind of speed things up. Because if you're like me, you're ready to hack the past and propel into the forward year without having it to be so much about the lessons, and let it really be more about the experiences that we really came to create. Because if we are creators, and we for sure are, it's time for us to create heaven in our lives instead of all this pain and suffering. So happy winter solstice, Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy new year. And I cannot wait to start this training with you guys. And obviously out of my skin excited for Vegas and for what's coming for 2019. Appreciate all of you warriors out there, and I will see you all really soon.